Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your man, Will. Hope everybody is doing good. It's Friday. Hope everybody has some good plans for the weekend. But today I want to talk about the boycotts and the blackout that's happening today, where they said for the whole day of February 28th, no one should spend any money. And they're saying at the don't shop at the big stores, don't shop on Amazon, don't spend any money. And they're saying, it's a lot of different causes going on. You have some organizations just saying they just trying to stick it to the man. And then some other organizations is saying, it's involving DEI initiatives and don't support those companies that aren't supporting, DEI. But, there people are trying to get together for a cause to stand for something. And I think it's a good thing. And I think anytime you're trying to, people are trying to get together that's trying to do something productive versus being destructive, I think is good. But the flip side to it, I think okay, after these boycotts are put in place and maybe they start being successful, and it's like, then what? Are people prepared for the domino effect of what happens in a boycott? Because if you're not shopping at a store, people that's working at that store, they might get laid off. They might get fired because people might tell them like, hey, there's no business. So those same people that's boycotting may cause people to lose their jobs. Or just, it's a domino effect, even the companies that's selling their goods to sell to us. People, and then you have to worry about job loss. And that's the same thing that people had to deal with back in the 60s when they were doing boycotts. It was a domino effect. And those boycotts were long. We talking about years. So is that something that the American people are ready for, to do those type of boycotts again, to really last for months or years to get what they want? I think that's something that people have to consider versus just letting the social media sensationalize this topic. And I also think if we're talking about boycotting these stores, what's the solution if we're not spending money at these major retailers that we all use? And these companies provide goods that we all use because we're not making clothes ourselves. We're not growing our own food on a mass scales. We're not making our own electricity, electronics and stuff like that. So when I think about a boycott of stores and stuff, I automatically think about being self-sufficient. And I think that's one conversation a lot of people are not having. I talk about gardening and farming all the time, but I'm like an oddball out of my circle because a lot of people, they don't want to spend the time to garden. They don't want to spend the time on learning how to do things themselves. But then you have situations like this when people are talking about boycotting these businesses that provide goods that we use every day. I don't know, it's just something I'm thinking about. So it's like, what's the outcome? Once you boycott, and if these companies don't lower their prices or they don't change their stance on certain things, then what? At the end of the day, we still got to eat. We still have necessities that we need. So if anything, if these blackouts or these boycotts, it should just start a conversation, or it could be a shift in our communities to really focus on what do we really need, or do we have the capabilities to produce the things that we need instead of being dependent on these stores or these businesses. Because when you think about it, back in the day, we don't have this much variety of stores and all that stuff. A lot of people, they produce things themselves. I know it's a different time. People have more time. Now people mostly got to work and stuff like that, so they don't want to carve out the time to do things for themselves. But I really think that that's like one method that you can really do to help yourself and help your family or your friends. Or if we're talking about getting together to pool resources, that's an excellent way to pool resources, is to put together your skills to save money, make things yourself, and you can flourish that way. But I don't know. I think it's interesting, man. At this period of time, you know, people are really trying to do something different. But one thing is something that made me think about also about just being in the United States. Like, we're so separate. So it'll take a lot for us to unify, because we're separate by race, we're separate by nationalities, we're separate by sexual preference, by class, we're separate by mentality. So for us to come together to do anything would be a huge task. And if it's achieved, that'd be something that'd be something fantastic, because this country is so separate. It's crazy. So I don't know, y'all. That's just my 2 cents today, you know, on a Friday. And just thinking about all of this stuff that's going on in our country. You even had Trump kicking out Zelensky out the White House today, or whatever, how that went down. But it's so much going on. But tell me what you all think in the comments. Did you boycott today, or did you just ignore it? But then you think about that too. You know, you have certain people that pay attention to stuff online, but a lot of people don't pay attention to anything that's going on, or they are not online to see if it was an actual boycott today. Because when I'm out today, I see a lot of people still shopping, they still buying gas, they still moving on with their life. And some people care, some people just don't know, or some people just don't care. So I don't know. We'll see. They say there's some more of these boycotts happening next month and throughout the summer. We'll see if these conversations keep going on with people talking about just pooling their resources, getting together and doing those type of things. It's interesting to me, but it's like it's no good or bad thing, you know, as long as people are not hurting each other. It's no violence. But if people saving money and staying inside, you know, you can't go wrong with that. All right, it's your man Will. I hope y'all stuck around to the end of this video. I hope everybody will have a good weekend. Please hit that subscribe button if you rock on my content. Hit that like button if you like. And I will chat with you all on the next video. Peace and love.